Hello everyone, and welcome back to UK Homicide. Today we're delving into the tragic and mysterious case of Nicola Bulley, a loving mother of two who vanished under baffling circumstances, sparking a massive nationwide search, intense public scrutiny, and heartbreaking questions that still linger today. If you're passionate about uncovering the truth in real-life mysteries, please keep listening and consider subscribing. On January 27, 2023, Nicola dropped her children off at school and took her dog, Willow, for a routine walk along the River Wire. What happened next would lead to one of the UK's most scrutinized missing person cases in recent years, drawing in police, private investigators, and an army of internet sleuths. Nicola was born in 1977 in Chelmsford, Essex. She attended William de Ferrers School and later Thurrock Technical College. Friends and family describe her as warm, energetic, and dedicated to her loved ones. As an adult, Nicola settled in Inskip, a quiet Lancashire village, with her partner, Paul Ansell. Together, they raised two young daughters, ages 6 and 9. Nicola was a mortgage advisor who juggled a demanding job with her responsibilities as a mum. But beneath the surface, Nicola had been struggling with personal challenges. This factor would later influence the police's theories about her disappearance. Nicola's family and close friends grew concerned about her well-being in the weeks leading up to her disappearance. Like many women her age, she was facing the physical and emotional effects of menopause, which brought increased anxiety and trouble sleeping. According to her sister, Louise, Nicola began turning to alcohol to cope with her stress, leading her to reach out to police and mental health professionals on Nicola's behalf. Though initially hurt by the intervention, Nicola soon seemed to return to her usual self. She was excited about her work and looking forward to the days ahead. On January 27th, Nicola began her morning as usual. She, her partner Paul, and their daughters left their home in Inskip, dropping the girls off at school. She briefly chatted with another parent in the parking lot about their dogs before heading to the river with Willow, her Springer Spaniel. At 8:53 a.m., Nicola sent an email to her employer. A few minutes later, at 9:01 a.m., she messaged a friend to set up a playdate for their children that week. Finally, she joined a Microsoft Teams meeting at 9:10 a.m., keeping her camera and microphone off. Witnesses last saw Nicola at 9:10 a.m., walking along her usual path by the River Wire. Her phone's GPS data indicates it was stationary near a riverside bench by 9:20 a.m., where the team's call continued. At 9:30 a.m., the meeting ended, but Nicola never returned home. At around 9:33 a.m., another dog walker discovered Nicola's phone on the bench, still logged into the team's call, with Willow nearby, calm and dry. Her harness was found on the ground between the bench and the river. By 10:30 a.m., Paul became worried and sent a message to Nicola asking, "Have you got lost?" 20 minutes later, he received a call from the school informing him that Nicola's phone and dog had been found, but that she was missing. Paul immediately called the police, sparking an intensive search. Lancashire police quickly focused on the theory that Nicola had accidentally fallen into the river. They labeled her case as high risk, citing her vulnerabilities related to menopause and alcohol use. But when police held a press conference, they disclosed these personal struggles publicly, sparking outrage. Many felt the police had breached Nicola's privacy, and critics accused them of sexist handling, questioning whether a missing man's private struggles would have been shared in the same manner. In the following days, the police deployed extensive resources to search the river and its banks. Helicopters, search dogs, divers, and drones scoured the area from St. Michael's-on-Wye to the coastline. The role of CCTV footage in Nicola's case was vital and limited. While the area where she disappeared was covered by cameras at 3 of the 4 entry points, the footage yielded no clues. None of the recordings showed Nicola or any suspicious individuals, and dashcam footage from over 700 nearby cars was similarly unhelpful. The lack of comprehensive CCTV coverage in the immediate area left a critical gap in the investigation, adding to the uncertainty of Nicola's movements that morning. By February 3rd, the police said they were as sure as they could be that Nicola had not left the area, suggesting she must have entered the water. But her family found this difficult to accept. Paul publicly stated that he did not believe Nicola would have gone near the water alone, while her friends organized gatherings along the riverbank, tying yellow ribbons with messages of hope. This belief from the police conflicted with that of the families. Amid the lack of answers, the case began attracting intense public and social media interest. Paul became the focus of cruel, ill-informed anonymous trolls. Online sleuths, social media creators, and self-styled investigators flocked to the village, turning it into a chaotic scene. Some even began live streaming from local residents' gardens, disrupting the peace and making the search feel like a media spectacle. As theories spiraled, police had to issue dispersal orders to control the growing crowds, and a TikToker was arrested for breaching police barriers to film Nicola's last known location. On February 19th, 23 days after she was last seen, Nicola's body was found just a mile downstream from where her phone was located. Her discovery sparked renewed outrage, with the public asking why the search teams hadn't found her sooner. How had her body remained undiscovered for over 3 weeks despite the extensive efforts? The inquest, held in late June, examined the circumstances surrounding Nicola's death. Home Office pathologist Allison Armour concluded that Nicola had drowned. Her report indicated that her lungs contained around 200 milliliters of water, along with mud in her throat, consistent with drowning. Experts explained that the steep slope near the riverbank, combined with icy water temperatures and strong currents, likely incapacitated her almost immediately, making it nearly impossible for her to swim or cry out for help. Her body was ultimately found 1.5 kilometers downstream. What were the troubling questions in this case? 1. The phone on the bench. Nicola's phone was found on the bench, still connected to the team's call. Some speculate this could have been left intentionally as a decoy, though police insist there was no foul play. Number 2. Willow's condition. Why was Willow found dry and calm if Nicola fell into the river? Initial police theories suggested she may have entered the water to retrieve Willow. Still, the dog's condition seemed to contradict this. Number 3. The silence around the scene. Witnesses in the area reported hearing nothing out of the ordinary. No cries for help and no splashing sounds despite the river's proximity to the bench and the number of people walking nearby. 4. The extensive search. Even with advanced search teams and equipment, Nicola's body was not discovered until nearly a month later, close to her last known location. 6. Crime scene protocol. The area around the bench was never secured as a potential crime scene. This open access allowed the public to walk freely through the area, potentially contaminating any evidence that may have existed. A police inquiry would condemn this lack of scene management. On March 8th, Nicola's family held a private funeral at St. Michael's Church in Wyre Parish. To protect the family's privacy, a no-fly zone was imposed over the church. Friends and family shared heart-wrenching tributes, honoring Nicola's memory. "We will never forget Nikki. She was the center of our world. Nikki, you are no longer missing. We can finally lay you to rest." Nicola's case remains one of the most controversial missing person cases in recent UK memory, raising questions about the handling of her disappearance, the role of social media, and the very nature of privacy in the modern age. The official verdict was accidental drowning, but many, including her family, still wonder if more could have been done to find her sooner or to preserve her dignity in the face of public scrutiny. As we remember Nicola, let's keep her family, especially her 2 young daughters, in our thoughts. Take care, stay safe, and look out for each other. Until next time, bye.